It's 8 a.m. right now. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez makes a stop in Madison in support of the Harris campaign, what she discussed ahead of today's visit from former President Donald Trump. Plus, shutting down a local landmark, why this weekend could be Highway 18's last showing. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings this Saturday. I'm Cop Zarski. It is September 28th. Let's begin by taking a look at today's forecast with Jacob. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little surprised that it's this late in the month. I honestly haven't really been keeping track of the dates, but October is just a few days away, if you can believe it. Now, taking a look at the current conditions, upper 50s right now, 59 degrees specifically, mostly sunny skies. We are seeing a little bit of a wind north at 12 miles per hour. It will get a little breezy during the day. Current temperatures are mostly in the 50s, a few areas in the lower 60s. Pretty comfortable for this time of the morning. Again, looking at the current winds, especially in southern Wisconsin, we're seeing some of those winds pick up. We are going to see some breezy conditions later today, but mainly in southern Wisconsin. However, we also are going to be completely dry. That's the case right now, and that will be the case throughout the entire day. However, the remnants of Helene still impacting areas to the south of Wisconsin. I'll touch on Helene a little bit later. Now, as we take a look at the forecast for Madison, plenty of sunshine, highs in the upper 70s. Winds will max out at around 15 miles per hour. Gusts could be up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour. But again, not as windy for you folks in La Crosse. Highs will be in the lower 80s, more sunshine, and Sunday will be a very similar forecast. But there is a pretty dramatic temperature change in the near future. I'll talk more detail about that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Now to our top story. A week after Vice President Kamala Harris visited Madison, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez stopped through this capital city as well. News 3 Now political reporter Will Keneally caught up with her and has more.
Yeah, here at the Orpheum Theater tonight, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez rallied Democratic voters on the issue of reproductive health care.
Hello, Wisconsin! How we doing?
They may say one thing, but we have to look at what they do, and they are doing another when it comes to reproductive and abortion rights.
Reproductive health care has been a key issue for Democrats since the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Speaking to Democratic voters in downtown Madison, Ocasio-Cortez urged them to turn their frustration into action.
And I have a message for this conservative Supreme Court and to Donald J. Trump, which is that we do not consent to their leadership.
There's been a patchwork of abortion law since Roe v. Wade was overturned. Advocates have been concerned by that confusion.
We've seen women across the country showing up to emergency rooms and getting turned away by doctors because those are states where doctors aren't allowed to treat them until they're crashing.
For Wisconsin medical student Samantha Crowley, she's hoping to see a different future for her patients.
I am standing here today to change that for all of us, with all of you.
She thinks rallies like this could help drive that change.
I'm expecting them to get everybody pumped up to vote in November. I think that's really something that Madison is really good at, is getting the vote out. So this just shows that people are excited. People want to come here and have their voices heard. So I'm pumped about this.
Now, this comes amid an intense focus on Wisconsin. Democratic nominee Kamala Harris was in Madison last Friday, and Republican nominee Donald Trump will be in Prairie du Chien on Saturday. Reporting from downtown Madison, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Meanwhile, the Secret Service has made changes to the former president's original plans visit to Prairie du Chien. His campaign had originally hoped to have an outdoor rally, but the Secret Service says it doesn't have the personnel it needs to secure such a site. So Trump will now deliver remarks inside at the Prairie du Chien Area Arts Center. It comes as the agency is under fire from both sides of the aisle for its failure to protect the former president. Vice President Kamala Harris was in Arizona Friday evening to visit the southern border. Immigration is a big issue in the 2024 presidential election, with polls showing voters trust Donald Trump to handle the issue more than the vice president. Her campaign says the VP hoped to use her trip to the U.S.-Mexico border to slam Trump for scuttling the bipartisan border deal and lean into her work as Attorney General of California. The UW Board of Regents votes unanimously to revoke the tenure of a former campus chancellor who was fired after making pornographic films. The Regents met in a closed session Friday before voting in public to fire Joe Gao. And Gao argued that his videos and 2 ebooks published about his experiences in adult films are protected by the First Amendment. The university's attorney argued that Gao's videos themselves are legal, but that they are not protected speech under his employment contract. Gao has been on paid leave since the Regents fired him as chancellor of UW-La Crosse in 2023. This week is School Safety Stop Week, and local law enforcement are reminding drivers to slow down. According to a school transportation expert, around 460 vehicles illegally pass school buses every day in Wisconsin. The Middleton Cross Plains School District is just 18 days into their school year, and they say they've already reported 26 illegal passings. A change to state law now means drivers could receive around a $700 fine for their violations.
Last year, there was an 8% increase statewide in school bus passing violations, and so far this year, the increases we've seen locally far outpace that. We've issued a number of citations so far this year. We're already near the point of as many as we've issued all of last year as far as the citations that we're issuing.
Wisconsin state law mandates that all vehicles in either direction must stop at least 20 feet from a school bus displaying flashing red lights. UW students and staff came together to help children who need extra assistance getting around. On Friday, UW-Madison held its annual Make-a-thon in the Granger Engineering Design Innovation Lab. Each year, participants from across campus work in teams to design or improve devices related to a certain theme. This year is all about toddler mobility trainers.
You don't really need any skills to be able to do this. You just kind of need the materials. And especially at my alma mater, seeing people that are just like me and just like I was as a student, building this thing that my company designed, it's incredibly special.
This mobility trainer helps children around the age of 5 move independently of a stroller or their parents' help. One of Wisconsin's few remaining drive-in theaters is closing for the season this weekend, and maybe for good. The owner of the Highway 18 Outdoor Theater in Jefferson is retiring, and so will the big screen. That is, unless he finds a buyer. News 3 Now's Braden Ross was at one of the theater's last showings.
Here at the Highway 18 Outdoor Theater, the fun really starts when the sun goes down. But this Saturday, the sun might set on this theater for the last time ever.
This is really a labor of love, and anybody who owns a drive-in theater is not doing it for the money. They're doing it for for the love of the venue and the love of movie theaters. This is an old-style 35mm projector.
Lee Burgess's love of movie theaters goes back quite a ways.
When I was in grade school and high school, my music teacher was the projectionist at the local movie theater. So I worked in movie theaters through high school. So I always liked movie theaters.
25 years ago, he took that love of movie theaters to the next level when he bought one.
It was a graveyard site. So on a whim, I purchased it out of bankruptcy. It took me a year to restore it, and we opened in 2000.
The Highway 18 Outdoor Theater was originally built all the way back in 1953, and Burgess has done his best to preserve that 50s feel all the way down to the sound. But after more than 2 decades, the credits will roll on the big screen for the last time. That is, unless someone else decides to carry on the tradition.
It's just time to retire. I've got grandkids, and I just want to spend more time with them. And I'd like to pass it on to somebody else, but it's up for sale. We'll see. No serious offers yet.
As Burgess's dream sunsets, he's using the theater's last showings to help others' dreams make it to the big screen.
The first time you get to see your own name on the big screen, to me, that was one of the highlights of my life.
The Wisconsin 48-Hour Film Project's annual sci-fi and horror short film competition is taking to the theater this weekend.
They'll draw some genres out of a hat, and then they have to make a short film within that 48 hours.
Those short films will be the last thing to grace the screen here, playing from 7:15 to 10 p.m. on Saturday. But Burgess is still hoping that someone will come along to change that.
I just hope the place continues on. It's a wonderful venue. Drive-in theaters are a disappearing venue, and it takes work to keep these things up, but it really is a labor of love for the right person.
Reporting in Jefferson, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Time now is 8:08. Still ahead, we'll check in on the latest impacts from Storm Helene. And let's take a live look outside at the State Capitol building. Jake will have your full forecast just ahead on weekend mornings.
Donate kids' winter coats at Clinky Cleaners during Coats for Kids.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, you can lease a tough new 2024 Tacoma for $319 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
You've probably seen all these negative ads against me. Well, here's the deal. They are designed to tear us apart. But here's the truth. My life's work has been fighting on behalf of others. It's why I became a prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general. I took on drug cartels and human traffickers to protect our communities. Look, everyone is tired of the petty, destructive politics. Let's turn the page and chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Direct from Las Vegas.
It's yesterday once more.
From the creators of Oh What a Night, a brand new show, Yesterday Once More, featuring the music of the Carpenters, ABBA, The Fifth Dimension, Mamas and the Papas. Great musical memories with Yesterday Once More.
It's yesterday once.
Thursday, October the 10th, 7 p.m. at the Playhouse in Madison. Get your tickets at the Overture Ticket Office.
For 3 years in a row, Chevy has earned more J.D. Power Initial Quality Awards than any other brand. 1, 2, 3. Whether it's a high-tech SUV, the all-electric Equinox EV, or a truck for work or play, Chevy is America's most awarded brand for new vehicle quality. Qualified lessees can get this well-equipped 2025 Equinox LT for around $349 a month. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We are going to be a little bit breezy over the weekend with mild temperatures through Monday. Cooler weather by the time we get to Tuesday, but regardless of the temperatures, we are expecting dry conditions both when it's mild and when it's cooler. Now, let's take a look at the wind gust forecast for the weekend. During the afternoon hours, especially in far southern Wisconsin, we're going to see wind gusts up around 20 to 25 miles per hour, closer to 30 miles per hour as you get closer to Lake Michigan. But the further northwest you're located, especially from La Crosse up north towards Eau Claire, winds aren't going to be too bad. Overnight, we may see some breezy conditions linger, but not going to be too bad during the overnight hours. But they will pick back up as we head into the afternoon on Sunday, with once again wind gusts around 20 to 25 miles per hour. But it looks like we'll see calmer winds for Monday. However, when those temperatures drop Tuesday, it looks like the winds could pick back up. Now, as we take a look at the forecast for today, plenty of sunshine, highs in the upper 70s to lower 80s. The lower 80s will mostly be further northwest where the air will be a bit drier, and especially further northwest towards Red Wing where we could see highs in the middle 80s. And then overnight we'll see more clear skies, lows in the 50s. Tomorrow will be pretty much a rinse and repeat forecast of today. Sunshine, upper 70s, lower 80s, and both days we could see some breezy weather. Now, as we take a look at the temperature trends for the next 10 days, you can see that next week we will be a little bit cooler, but still definitely comfortable. And if you notice, compared to normal, we actually won't be too far from it. We actually are going to still be above it when those temperatures drop on Tuesday. Now, it will be noticeably cooler, but that's still above what we normally see, because right now the average high is 68, but by next week the average high will be in the middle 60s. So although we'll be in the upper 60s, lower 70s, we're still going to be abnormally warm. Now, it's still going to feel comfortable. And for lacrosse, we're going to see that drop as well. But it looks like temperatures may rebound a little bit quicker with highs in the middle 70s by Wednesday and Thursday for you folks in lacrosse. Now, as far as rainfall goes, we're pretty much going to see none of it. Mainly dry weather is in the forecast, really for the next several days, maybe some light rain by the time we get to Thursday night and next Friday. So looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, plenty of sunshine, overall very nice weather. We would like to see a little bit of rainfall considering we are still under a drought in southern Wisconsin, but the drought aside, conditions are going to be just about perfect. A little bit warm this weekend, but cooler as we head towards Tuesday and for the rest of next week. Again, our next slight chance of rain will be Thursday night into Friday, maybe next weekend, but at this point in time, any rainfall that is expected does look to be pretty light. So overall, all I can say is enjoy the weather.
We can't seem to escape the 80s. I think it was a couple weekends ago, maybe it was last weekend, where it's like, you know, let's say goodbye to 80 forever. There's another 80 up there on Monday. What the heck?
I don't know if I said forever, but
No,
I do know for the time. I remember I said for the time being.
For the time being.
But yeah, we could be near 80 the next couple of days. But maybe by Tuesday, then we'll say goodbye to the 80s.
Eventually, we're going to be wanting some 80s, so it's fine. We can have it.
Yeah, I mean, next thing you know, it's going to be snowing.
All right, Jacob, thank you. The death toll continues to rise as Helene battered Florida and moved throughout the southeast. At least 44 people are reported dead in several states. Tom Hansen reports from Tallahassee as emergency crews work to rescue people trapped in flooded homes.
Floodwaters inside this Tennessee hospital forced patients and their caregivers to seek shelter on the roof. Emergency responders used helicopters to rescue about 50 people and bring them to safety. There were emotional reunions when those stranded were back on the ground and safe. In Helene's aftermath, drone footage in hard-hit Florida shows widespread flooding on Siesta Key near Sarasota.
Godspeed, Cedar Key. This is Whidden heading down the Gulf. I was trying to make it to my mama's house, but it's neck deep here.
Cedar Key is among countless places where people were rescued overnight as Helene battered the southeast.
Whatever the wind damage was far outweighed by the surge. I mean, it's just when you have all this water coming in, it's just devastating.
This team in South Pasadena, Florida, called out for people who might need help when several homes caught fire. Helene is the third hurricane to hit the Big Bend region of the Sunshine State in the last 13 months. Here in Tallahassee, the state capitol was spared a direct hit, but the deadly storm still took out trees and power lines. At the height of the hurricane, millions across the southeast were without power. In Georgia, sparks flew as power lines were downed. Helene ripped the roof and walls from this building in Valdosta. North Carolina forecasters warned of nearly unprecedented flooding.
Helene is causing life-threatening flash flooding, numerous landslides and downed trees causing power outages. Flooding will continue through the weekend in some areas.
And a suspected tornado caused damage on the ground in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, injuring several people. Tom Hansen, CBS News, Tallahassee, Florida.
Back here in Wisconsin now, Governor Tony Evers is ordering flags to be flown at half-staff today in honor of firefighters who have died in the line of duty. The order is in line with the final alarm ceremony at the Wisconsin Fire and EMS Memorial. The governor says, quote, "We will continue to honor the bravery and selflessness of those firefighters who have tragically fallen in the line of duty." This is one of 3 flag-lowering orders by Governor Evers to honor firefighters in just this year. Construction on a high-voltage transmission link between Iowa and Wisconsin is wrapped up, and power is now flowing even more freely between states. Dairyland Power Cooperative and ITC Midwest started working on the project over 3 years ago and has completed the over 100-mile-long Cardinal Creek line. It runs from Dubuque County in Iowa to Dane County and can support up to 345,000 kilowatts of power. The utility companies involved say this will improve electrical reliability and support renewable energy projects. Well, if you're looking to better your golf game, got some good news. The George Vitans Golf Academy is providing tips to help you lower your score. Here this morning is Joel White showing us how to read the green.
To become a better putter, it's very important to know how to read the greens. As you approach the ball, to mark your ball, assess the entire green. I notice I'm going uphill. That's one factor, but now I have to determine the slope right or left. Now I've approached the right side of my putt, and I'm realizing more and more that I'm not only going uphill, but I have a pretty significant side hill I'm dealing with also. Now I've approached the left side of my putt, which further confirms that I'm not only going uphill, but I also have a fairly significant side hill I'm dealing with. So through my evaluation, I know it's uphill, it's side hill. I need the proper amount of speed to make that putt. I'm determining the high arc of this putt, or the apex of the putt. Take one last look. And there it is. I'm Joel Weitz, PGA professional. Improve your play the fundamental way.
Coming up now on 8:20 this morning, still ahead, Jake was back with the first warm forecast. Plus, Will Oper's got several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. He'll share his picks next in 3 Things to Watch.
Make your tailgate tail great at Hy-Vee. Get brats or patties, just $1. Avocados, 68 cents each. And select 7-Up 6-packs, $2.98. In store and online, Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
I'm a nurse in Wisconsin, and my patients don't want politicians like Eric Hovde making their healthcare decisions.
I am totally opposed to abortion.
Hovde means what he says about opposing reproductive rights.
Eric Hovde supported overturning Roe v. Wade, which led to an abortion ban in Wisconsin.
And that's a ban with no exceptions for rape or incest.
What Hovde supports criminalizes abortion and doctors like me.
We need to vote against Eric Hovde.
Win Senate is responsible for the content of this ad.
Drive into summer with the rugged Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot. Summer is for exploring, so get outdoors, kick up some dust, get muddy, or just find that perfect campsite. All from Honda, the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Democrats say everything's great, but when you're on a fixed income struggling to pay for gas, groceries, or medicine, it doesn't feel great.
Biden-Harris created this mess.
And Tammy Baldwin's been right there with them.
25 years in Washington. What's she done?
Raised taxes.
Added trillions in new debt.
And gave stimulus checks to illegals.
I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message.
I'd like a stimulus check.
I'd like you to take out the trash.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2, you get 2 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Congratulations to Faded Roots Boutique for winning gold for Best Clothing Store, Eclectic Fashion, and Artisan Goods in downtown Sun Prairie. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
COVID-19 cases are on the rise. Get the updated COVID-19 vaccine at Hy-Vee. Schedule online today, or just stop by any Hy-Vee pharmacy. No appointment necessary. Plus, get your flu shot and earn a 20-cent fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee.
Here's a look at what is left of Hurricane Helene. Thankfully, it has diminished quite a bit, just seeing some scattered showers, a few isolated storms still impacting portions of the Ohio Valley, but that does not take away from what happened before. And here's a look at the rainfall totals from the southeast. Now, this doesn't even include the storm surge. This is only accounting for the rain that fell from the sky, and even then, we're talking about almost a foot of rain for some locations. So devastating situation down in Florida. But looking a little bit more at the stats behind Hurricane Helene, 140-mile-per-hour wind speeds were recorded when it made landfall, which it made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. And there haven't been many storms that have made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane. The list of Category 4 hurricanes in general, you know, when they're out in the ocean or the Gulf of Mexico, that list is a lot longer. But here are the few that have actually made landfall as a Category 4 or higher. Unfortunately, as you can see, there have been quite a bit over the last few years, but not quite as much at the beginning of the century.
All right, Jacob, thank you. There's some hot new shows and movies to check out in the streaming world. This weekend, our Will Loper shares a few of the best and 3 things to watch.
There's this funny thing that happens when women age. We become damn near invisible.
Oh, dear. Oh, I got you.
I can't thank you. In the 21st floor, please. It's useful because nobody sees us coming.
Newly streaming on Paramount Plus is the series Matlock.
I'm Madeline Matlock. I'm a lawyer. Yes, Matlock, like the old TV show.
A lawyer working for...
You, hopefully.
The remake of the 1980s show stars Kathy Bates as Madeline Matlock, rejoining the workforce at a prestigious law firm.
We might have a lead on a new witness.
I don't know these people.
You have a plan to get him to talk to you?
The first episode of Matlock is streaming on Paramount Plus now.
We buried my brother-in-law 2 days ago.
I'm sorry for your loss. What a terrible accident.
This isn't that simple.
Newly streaming on Amazon Prime Video is the film Killer Heat.
I need the best investigator. I can't trust the local police.
Why is that?
My husband's family owns them.
And if he finds out that you hired me?
The modern noir follows a private eye played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt investigating a suspicious death in Greece.
Everybody is jealous of somebody.
Get off my boat before I throw you off.
Was that a confession?
Killer Heat is streaming on Amazon Prime Video now.
When I came first in England, this show was the first thing I ever saw. My husband said, you should go there. He doesn't like my baking, but never mind.
And newly streaming on Netflix is a new season of The Great British Baking Show.
My mum told me not to cry. I cried 3 times yesterday, so...
A new group of bakers craft their best cakes, bread, and biscuits to try and be crowned the UK's best baker.
The jam's too sticky.
What makes you say that?
The first episode of The Great British Baking Show Season 12 is streaming on Netflix now. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for Weekend Mornings.
And coming up next, we got to look at our top morning headlines. Stick around. This is Weekend Mornings.
Ashley's massive 55th anniversary celebration is on now. Get rock-bottom prices on everything in store. Plus, our gift to you, no interest financing for 55 months. And weekly doorbusters, only at Ashley.
At Spectrum, we believe every day unlocks unlimited possibilities to bring you closer to the people and places you love. Spectrum transforms your gaming experience into a galaxy of adventures. And with the fastest, most reliable internet, you're always front row to the entertainment you love, no matter where you are. Get Spectrum Internet Premier for $30 per month when bundled plus a 3-year price guarantee. Call 1-833-440-0029. Spectrum Internet puts streaming live TV, sports, and popular apps all at your fingertips.
Joan Baldwin wants to ban abortion, even in cases of rape, incest, and when the mother's life is at risk.
And would jail doctors who perform them.
Baldwin voted to ban birth control, too, and to deny rape victims emergency contraception.
Banning all abortions and birth control? No one wants to tell you what to do with your body
more than Joan Baldwin.
But she can't tell you what to do with your vote.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
I just this morning made a new hole in my belt, so that was super exciting.
Why are women everywhere choosing Sonobello, the advanced solution for permanent fat removal?
I saw the results immediately.
It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sonobello's best offer of the year. Sonobello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
Check it out, Snatch Waist. Loving the results.
It will change your life. It did for me.
Call 1-888-510-6198 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Dutch Boy, it's only paint. It's only paint that comes in an award-winning twist and pour container. It's only paint that can cover the brightest shade of orange known to mankind in just one coat. It's only paint that will inspire you to write your masterpiece. It's only paint that will help you become TV's hottest writer, where one day you'll meet this guy who starred in that thing. So yeah, it's only paint. Only easy opening, smooth pouring, change your life both professionally and romantically. Dutch Boy Paint.
Ashley's biggest mattress event is this Saturday only. We've brought in truckloads of overstock and special purchase mattresses. Save up to 70% off on top mattress brands while they last and get no interest financing for 55 months at Ashley.
It's 8:30 right now. A look at the aftermath of Helene in Florida and the southeast, where the system is now and where it's headed. Plus, months after their alleged involvement in a UW-Madison campus protest, we'll talk to students who now say they may be subjected to disciplinary action by the university. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings, this new half hour. I'm Kyle Pazarski. Let's begin by sending it over to Jacob for a look of your Saturday forecast. Good morning, Jacob. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kyle. Doing very good. If we take a look outside, we are seeing plenty of sunshine at this hour, and we're going to see plenty of sunshine throughout the entire weekend. Now, we also are going to see some windy conditions. Right now, we are starting to see some of those winds pick up in far southern Wisconsin with wind speeds up to around 16 miles per hour in Monroe, 12 miles per hour in Madison. Overall, it's not going to be as bad the further northwest you're located. Checking out the current temperatures, upper 50s, lower 60s, a little bit above normal to what we normally see for the morning this time of the year, but it actually is pretty similar, maybe a few degrees warmer for some locations, but other locations pretty much at the exact same temperature as 24 hours ago. Now, as we look at the highs throughout the day, we'll be in the upper 70s, plenty of sunshine. Again, the winds are going to be a bit breezy, up to around 15 miles per hour. Overall, though, not too bad. If anything, it may make the temperatures feel a bit cooler. Now, for La Crosse, we're also going to see sunshine, but temperatures will be a bit warmer. Highs will be in the lower 80s for La Crosse and surrounding areas. Winds also won't be quite as bad, so it certainly will feel a bit warmer, but the air will also be a bit drier. Now, overall, Sunday will be very similar to today, but we are expecting a pretty dramatic shift in temperatures come next week. I'll talk more about that coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. On the news about Helene, crews are racing all across the South to rescue those stranded by the damage and flooding caused by the hurricane. The storm made landfall at about 10:30 Central Time on Thursday night and has since been working its way north, with many homes losing power by the minute. At least 44 people are reported dead in several states. Many others had their homes destroyed by falling trees and high winds. Some saying they are fortunate just to be alive.
But honey, it's time for God to get on your knees and pray. Because it could have been worse than this. We could have been gone. And Lord, I thank you every day for letting me see another day.
The federal government is mobilizing 1,500 rescue personnel to the affected states. At this moment, over 4 million people are out of power and facing impassable roads due to downed power lines and debris. 50 healthcare facilities report operating on generator power in Florida alone. Emergency evacuation orders are still being issued for states like North Carolina, where Appalachian areas could see isolated rain totals near 20 inches. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name will stay on the presidential ballot in Wisconsin for this November election. The ruling comes from the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Kennedy filed a suit against the Wisconsin Elections Commission last month, seeking to be removed from the ballot after dropping out of the race and endorsing former President Donald Trump. Wisconsin law says that the only way a candidate can be removed from the ballot after submitting the necessary signatures is to die. The Wisconsin Department of Transportation is announcing $32 million that will be distributed to 56 projects supporting alternative transportation. The city of Madison is receiving nearly $2.5 million for 3 shared use path projects. The first would be placed at East Rusk Road. Another path would run along Moreland Road, connecting the Capital City Trail to the Moreland Rimrock neighborhood. And the third would be placed along Woodward Drive. The projects are being funded through WISC-TV's Transportation Alternatives program. 2 UW-Madison students could be facing disciplinary action from the university for their alleged involvement in last spring's encampment and protest on Library Mall. News 3 Now's Ellie Lolaberte spoke with one of the students about why she is pushing back on the university's actions.
Library Mall was very different just a couple of months ago, but the effects of what happened here during the encampment are still playing out for Dahlia Saba. Dahlia Saba is no stranger to political activism and has been very vocal when speaking up about the war in Gaza.
We, showed our support for the encampment and said that the university should divest. We criticized the university's investment policies.
After she took her thoughts to an op-ed in the Cap Times, she got this letter from the university.
We see this as a pretty direct violation of academic freedom, of students' right to speak publicly about political opinions.
The university opened an investigation against her and her co-author. Saba was informed of this in July. The letter sent to her, which she shared with News 3, cites that op-ed, referencing lines like, quote, "We began our encampment on the 205th day of genocide in Gaza." Saba says using words like "we" doesn't mean she broke the rules on campus. She says she was just supporting the movement.
In that case, it's pretty obvious that "we" does not mean to graduate students. It means the university as a whole and the university community.
The university did not have anyone to comment on camera, saying the details of this case are protected by federal privacy laws. However, in a statement to News 3, the university says, quote, "We care deeply about the well-being of our students and their rights of free expression." They continue by saying, quote, "It's important to note that all student misconduct hearings are judged impartially." But Saba feels differently. She says she feels targeted.
And we see these student conduct cases broadly as intended to intimidate students who stand in solidarity with Palestine.
The university saying she has the right to bring her arguments to a hearing committee. Saba's hearing is scheduled for 1 p.m. on October 4th. She has filed to make that open to the public. Reporting on Library Mall, Ellie Lolaberte, News 3 Now.
Now to some health news. Lawmakers are pushing for Boar's Head to be held accountable for a deadly listeria outbreak linked to recalled deli meat. Connecticut lawmakers urged the U.S. Department of Agriculture and the Department of Justice to work together to determine if there should be criminal charges. The CDC says the listeria outbreak across 19 states sent 59 people to the hospital. 10 deaths have been reported. The CDC says the number of people sickened in the outbreak is likely higher, as some people may recover at home without outside medical treatment. Cases of whooping cough are on the rise, and doctors are offering some tips on how to best protect yourself and your loved ones. According to the CDC, cases of whooping cough are 5 times higher than they were at this point last year. This year's number of cases are more in line with pre-pandemic levels, but for the most vulnerable, like the young and elderly, it is still a concern.
About a third of infants will get hospitalized, and actually about 1% of infants that develop whooping cough will actually die from the infection.
Doctors say the best protection against the disease is vaccination, typically given to young children. Adults who haven't received it should also get vaccinated along with boosters, especially if they're pregnant. The Big Ten College Football Conference is joining the push to boost the nation's blood supply. Together with Abbott Healthcare, it is organizing the We Give Blood Drive. The school with the largest blood donations wins $1 million. One doctor says every 2 seconds, someone in this country needs a blood transfusion.
There are a lot of ways to save lives. I always tell people you can learn CPR, you can sign up to be an organ donor, you can give blood multiple times and save multiple lives.
To learn more about the Big Ten We Give Blood Drive and find a donation center near you, You can visit big10.org/Abbott. Time now, 8:38. Coming up next, Jacob is back with a quick check of the forecast, plus a look at what it takes to plan for one of the largest marathons in the Midwest. We're back in a minute.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we want you to go ahead and smile. Right now, new denture wearers get a free upgrade to our premium denture for the price of an economy. Call today. Offer ends October 7th.
Go ahead and smile. With Chevy trucks, be ready for adventure. With power you can count on. Capability that doesn't compromise. A hard-working EV with more range than any competitor. And the potential to take you anywhere.
Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado.
See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Leave the gate open and it's chaos. Biden and Kamala opened America's gate, abandoned the Border Patrol. In came over 8 million unvetted illegals and a fentanyl crisis endangering families.
Let's go. I'm Derek Van Orden, and after spending 26 years as a Navy SEAL, I'll do anything to protect your grandchildren and mine. I know how to defend this country. So let's secure the border and save America. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
As a prosecutor, I never asked a victim or a witness, are you a Republican or a Democrat? The only thing I ever asked them, are you okay? And that's the kind of president we need right now. Someone who cares about you and is not putting themselves first. I intend to be a president for all Americans and focus on investing right now in you, the American people. And we can chart a new way forward. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Right now at Affordable Dentures and Implants, new denture wearers get a free upgrade to our premium denture. That's an average savings of $700. Call 1-800-DENTURE today. Offer ends October 7th.
Go ahead and smile.
Tuesday at 10.
They're always asking for more money for Madison schools. That's not new.
The Madison School District is asking residents to vote for a massive funding boost in November.
We're talking about investing into our kids and into each other.
But many are unsure exactly how much money will come out of taxpayers' pockets and where it'll end up. I'm breaking down the Madison School referendum questions, what they could mean for the district, and your tax bill.
It's a good cause. It just seems like a lot right now.
3 for the People, Tuesday on News 3 Now at 10.
Well, let's take a look at the fall color report. It is this time of year, and there are a few patchy spots in the northern portion of Wisconsin. Now, it is a little bit delayed this year, and the big reason for that is because temperatures have been so warm. Here's a look at the temperatures the past 2 weeks. From September 10th through the 21st, we had 12 straight days in the 80s, if you can believe it. Now, we have been a little bit less warm, but still pretty warm the last couple of days. It was cool earlier this week, but with the temperatures we're seeing towards next week, especially starting Tuesday, it looks like we may start to see some of the fall colors begin to develop. Now, the reason for that is the overnight lows will become a bit cooler, and obviously, as we get further and further into fall, the daylight hours will be shorter. So for those of you that want the fall colors, not quite yet this weekend, but perhaps in the next few weekends, we will start to see some changes really develop across Wisconsin.
All right, Jacob, thank you. After being canceled last year, the Twin Cities Marathon is back in motion. Adam Duxter is in Minneapolis, and he tells us what goes into planning such a large event.
If planning a marathon was a marathon itself,
it's a high degree of organized chaos.
Dean Orton might call these days,
you know, there's always those unexpected little twists and turns.
The final kick. The Twin Cities Marathon sold out nearly 2 weeks in advance. nearly half the field.
It's not easy to do.
Made up of racers who'd signed up for last year's canceled race.
It was not simple to do what we did, and making those hard decisions, and at the end of the day, that stands out.
Marathon training is a bear.
Runners like Dre House praying for a picture-perfect do-over.
Hopefully this is that perfect year for us. Never know. It's part of the dice roll when you sign up.
A dice roll, Orton says.
Heat is a much more prevalent variable to deal with.
Organizers can't afford to gamble on.
This year, we're just preparing for red right out of the box. We found it's easier to scale those down than to be ready to scale them back up in a week or so.
When it comes to this long run, they've already got the race's long run in mind.
We're going to start to look at 2026 and beyond. If those probabilities over time look like, the first week in October becomes less and less green and more likely of black level, then that's something we're prepared to look at and to make a change.
In Minneapolis, Adam Doxter, WCCO News.
Additionally, the charity organization Twin Cities in Motion that helps put on this event donates to various charities in the city. On its website, it has a goal of $45,000, but has so far raised over $50,000. So some good news there for them. Still ahead, Zach is in with the morning sports report and what to expect for today's Badgers football game. And let's take a look outside this morning at the state capitol in downtown Madison. Jake will have a full forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Right now, lease a new Tundra for $479 a month or get 3.99% APR for 72 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
I have prepared a Thomas's breakfast for you to savor together.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, are English muffins from England?
Heavens no. They're from the pantry.
Are you from England?
Nay, I am also from the pantry. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Congratulations to Vita Aesthetics for winning gold for Best Specialty Spa. Schedule your personalized consultation today. See all the winners on MadisonMagazine.com.
My husband and I are going through IVF treatments now. It could be our only chance to have a family. But Donald Trump's plan could ban IVF in some states. My husband is in the military. He volunteered to serve. We are patriots and we go where he is assigned. What if we end up in a state where IVF is no longer legal? What will we do then?
I'm Kamala Harris and I approve this message.
Champion's Big Window Sale is back.
Do you have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy two, you get two free. Buy two Champion windows, get two free? I guess that means if you buy four, you get four free. Buy six, get six free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy Two, Get Two free sale is for a limited time.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Career politicians like Peter Barca will say anything to get elected. His latest negative ad against Brian Style, it's been called blatantly false. The truth, Style has always supported IVF. He co-sponsored a resolution supporting IVF. And Style backs legislation to help families afford IVF. Peter Barca can sling mud, but we deserve better than just another lying career politician.
I'm Brian Style and I approve this message.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the future track wind gust forecast. We are going to see some gusty conditions today. We'll see them kind of up to around 20 to 25 miles per hour in southern Wisconsin. But as we go further northwest from La Crosse up north towards Eau Claire, you'll notice not going to be as windy. Now, the winds will improve a little bit during the overnight hours, but then they're going to pick back up as we head into the afternoon on Sunday. Again, the gustiest winds will be in southern Wisconsin, but also eastern Wisconsin towards Lake Michigan, where we could see some wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. But only staying around 20 to 25 here in Madison. Monday shouldn't be quite as windy, but when those temperatures fall on Tuesday, the winds may pick back up. So as we take a look at what's left of Hurricane Helene, seeing plenty of showers, but we're not seeing anything dramatic at this time, although this consistent rain could bring some minor flooding. Certainly nothing as bad as what we have already seen. Now, as we take a look at where this system is heading, it is going to take its time to move out of the United States. So by the time we get to Sunday afternoon, it's still going to be in the Ohio Valley, moving into the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. Monday afternoon, still roughly in the same spot. By the time we get to Tuesday afternoon, evening, that's when it will finally clear out of the United States and finally put an end to the system. Now, as we take a look at the forecast for our area today, plenty of sunshine, upper 70s, lower 80s. Overall, a pretty nice day, although it will be a little bit breezy. As we take a look at tomorrow's forecast, kind of a rinse and repeat. Temperatures will be about the same, winds will be about the same, and both days we'll see pretty much complete sunshine. Now, as we take a look at the precipitation chances beyond this weekend, not much is going to change in that department. We'll be very dry for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Could see some light rain Thursday night into Friday, but beyond that, we're not really going to see much going forward. And unfortunately, that's not the best of news because we are under a drought for parts of southern Wisconsin, and that rainfall last weekend helped a little bit. May help in next week's monitor as well, but at this point in time, we're still kind of hoping to get a little bit of rainfall. We're not going to get the next 10 days that much, and it looks like we're going to kind of remain relatively dry as we head towards the first and second week of October. Now, the other story is that those temperatures, they're not going to stay that warm for long. Tuesday, we'll see a drop in those temperatures with highs in the 60s. Then they're going to warm up a little bit, but kind of fluctuate between the upper 60s and lower 70s throughout the rest of next week from Tuesday towards next weekend. But notice we're going to continue to see sunshine to partly sunny skies, very dry conditions, and a lot of sunshine is in the forecast. So drought aside, it's going to be pretty nice. So definitely enjoy the weather. Hopefully we see some rain eventually, but those temperatures next week are what we should be getting used to because the average high this time of year is now in the 60s.
Badger women's hockey is officially back. Wisconsin opens up the year against a Lindenwood team that's been no match for them. Mark Johnson's squad is a perfect 23-0 all-time against the Lions. Casey O'Brien had 50 assists last year, and she wasted no time to get the first of her season. The captain sends it through traffic to Layla Edwards, who goes top shelf to give the Badgers a 1-0 lead not even 2 minutes into the game. And they were far from done lighting the lamp against the Lions. Later in the first, Lacey Eden had a blank space, and she wrote her name twice in the score sheet in the first frame. Wisconsin tied an NCAA record for goals in a period with 8. They skate by Lindenwood with ease, 12-0, the final. Well, Wisconsin was already in L.A. yesterday afternoon for today's matchup with 13th-ranked USC. It's their first game against the Trojans since the 2015 Holiday Bowl, where the legend of three-sack Jack was born. As far as this game goes, the Badgers know they have to be better than they were the last time out. And after a bye week where they got after it in practice, well, today is a great opportunity to show it.
I feel like the position we're in, predicament we're in, every game is a prove-it game, you know. We're not in no position to take anybody lightly or view any game as not being big. So, you know, we know the history that USC is. We know the team that they are. We know the success that they've had as of recent years. So, super excited for the opportunity. I think this is another chance for us to, you know, raise the level of our team.
Brewers hosting the Mets for their final series of the regular season. Second inning, 3 on for Rhys Hoskins. And 4 gone. Hoskins puts it on a bun and sends it to the Johnsonville sausage sign. That's his 3rd grand slam of the season. He alone has more grand slams than 7 teams this season. Brewers get the win 8-4, the final. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Hello, I'm Dan Fields. At Fields, we have a great selection of Range Rovers, Defenders, and Discoveries. So, no matter how you'd like to visit, online or in person, we're here to provide you world-class service. And now is the best time to take advantage of a great offer like this.
For a limited time, get as low as 3.9% APR financing for up to 72 months on new 2024 Land Rover Defenders, Discovery Sports, Range Rover Volars, and Evokes at Land Rover Madison. Go to LandRoverMadison.com.
Fall is just around the corner. Let the experts at Feldco get your home ready for the cooler temps ahead. Right now, buy one window, get one free, plus no interest for 3 years. It's the perfect time to make valuable upgrades to your home and save more money in the process. Our custom windows are built in the U.S. to the highest standards and made to withstand the harsh Midwest weather. Buy one, get one free ends Monday. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
Sid's been thinking about getting dentures for a while now, but how does he know they'll look and feel right and at an affordable price that will help bring back that award-winning smile? Well, picture this. Aspen Dental offers a guarantee on all dentures. They'll make it right or your money back. Plus, financing options like $0 down plus 0% interest if paid in full within 18 months. Helping bring back nice to see you again smiles. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
It's never been easier to enter the healthcare field. Become a CDCP certified direct care professional today. Join the in-demand caregiver workforce. Begin your career by completing a free 30-hour online training and certification. Get the credentials needed for many workplace opportunities. WISC Caregiver Careers will connect you with work options across the state. Free online training and a $500 bonus. Learn more at WISCcaregiverCDCP.com.
I'm Joan Balwig, and these days the cost to make Great-Grandma Balwig's Blue Ribbon banana bread is, well, just nuts. Wisconsin families are feeling the pinch of inflation, even on the basics. That's why I work to put dough back in your pockets. Led the effort to defend our family farms and pass the biggest tax cut in state history, because the only way to make life affordable again is to do what banana bread does and bring everyone to the table.
Announcing the winners of Madison Magazine's Best of Madison Readers Poll for 2024. Congratulations to Cardinal Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Electric for winning 3 golds and a silver in the Home and Lifestyle category, including Best Heating and Cooling. Visit MadisonMagazine.com.
Wisconsin takes on USC today at 2:30.
Jacob's back now with a final check of your Saturday forecast. It's going to be a nice one out there, isn't it?
Yeah, temperatures over the weekend will be pretty mild, but overall pretty comfortable. We'll have highs in the upper 70s, maybe lower 80s for a few locations. Monday does look to be the warmest of the 3 days, but then Tuesday, those temperatures are going to fall. However, even though the highs will be in the upper 60s, the forecasted high of 68 would actually be above average for this time of year, because the average high Tuesday, which ironically is October 1st, is actually 67. So it is going to feel cooler, but it will be very close to what we normally see this time of the year. So expect to see more days like that going forward. And you can see there will be more days like that throughout the rest of next week. Highs will kind of fluctuate between the upper 60s and lower 70s. The other thing you notice is that we're pretty much going to see no rainfall. Partly sunny to mostly sunny skies pretty much every single day. A little bit of a chance of rainfall Thursday night into Friday and then next Sunday. But beyond that, it's going to remain dry. But overall, even when those temperatures drop, they're still going to be pretty comfortable. So other than the fact that we need the rainfall, it's looking like a pretty perfect forecast. Definitely enjoy the weather.
All right, Jacob. Thank you for that. And thank you all for watching. We're back here tomorrow morning at 6:30. We'll see you then.